a second. Alright. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, the ones that apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers in highways and byways doing the work sincerely and faithfully, continually fighting that good fight of faith. Right? So, past couple of days I've been thinking about faith, and what it is to have faith, and how faith applies to us of the hopeful elect. Alright? As it is written in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, the 1st verse, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay? So when you think about that, right, to give an example of our forefathers in ancient times who had faith, all right? So, there were times when Israel would go out to battle, and before they went out to battle, they would pray to the Lord, right? And the Lord, may not have necessarily, in some cases, showed these men whether or not he was going to give the enemy over into their hand, right? He didn't give them a vision, he didn't give them, he didn't speak to them, in a dream or what have you. But these men still went to war. Why? Because they had faith that the Lord was going to deliver, the enemy into their hand. There have been many times where Israel had went to war against the enemy with few in number. And that being said, you kind of, let's say that the battle was the next morning, they were going to make a move the next morning, and all of a sudden, they realizing that the enemy is 500 deep, and Israel probably about, probably 100 deep, but men still went to the battle. Why? Because they had faith that the Lord was going to deliver them into their hand. Now, as it is written, the evidence of things not seen. Now, there was nothing given, no sign given that was going to tell these men, yeah, I'm going to deliver these guys into your hands. Now, were there cases in the scriptures where the Lord spoke to different men, go up against Mount Gilead or what have you? Sure. But there were cases where men just made supplication to the Lord, and the Lord delivered the enemy into their hands. That's faith, man. That's having faith. And a lot of people lack that faith. They lack the ability to just trust in the Lord, man. To put all your burdens aside and trust in the Lord. You see, and that's why a lot of men, when they come out in this thing, and they all of a sudden get cold feet, because you're going up against people that you've never seen before. People are questioning you, people are seeing you, and they get shook up. All right. But all that being said as well, I want to also speak on faith, how it is that our faith, gives certain individuals the ability to receive blessings from the Lord, even though they don't believe. Because our faith, it's written in the scripture, it says, for the elect's sake, certain things will be done, right? And as I thought about that concerning, my situation, the Lord had blessed me to have twin boys. So when all that went down, after trying to, navigate the finances, and trying to make sure there was still going to be enough money for the mortgage, enough money for the food and car payments and insurance and all that. After going through the whole process, it seemed to be that for child care for 2 kids, the daycare was going to be like $2,000 a month. In this area where I'm at. So needless to say, the grandparents, they Ephraimites, they moved up from Florida, and when they came up here, they was looking for a place to live. In the area, once again, the area that I'm at, man, there's a lot of Edomites up there, and they ain't trying to give Jake no breaks, man. You gotta do all kinds of shit just to, get a simple, damn near studio apartment. So, that being said, the first place they went to look at, of course, prayed on it, and the first place they went to look at, the landlord called them back that night. And I was thankful, man. I was thankful for the Lord, because you know, neither of them speak that good of English, and they going up against they went to an open house where a lot of Edomites was showing up, a lot of Portuguese was showing up, and here you have two, so-called Puerto Ricans show up, and once again, the English ain't their first language. And sure as shit, later on that night, the landlord called them and said, listen, we want to give you the apartment. I was kind of surprised, but I wasn't. I was thankful that the Lord, saw fit, because he knew I needed help, man. And I'm not saying I'm anybody special, but, I'm out here, we out here doing the work, trying to, be faithful soldiers for Yahweh Shai Shai, pushing the word against all types of opposition, But, so they saw it as, Jesus Christ came through for them. That's how they saw it, because, Ephraim like to worship them idols, man. But through the Spirit, I truly believe it was because of the faith that I had and the belief that I rested upon the Lord was the reason why they got that apartment. So once again, all that to say this, man, it's because the abundance of faith that we have, a lot of people, a lot of our family or friends or whomever can benefit from it. And if you go to try to explain it to them, I think it's because of the Lord, me and I got, they laugh at you and laugh you to scorn, man. But you know what? It doesn't matter, man, because deep down inside of your spirit, it was because of the faith that you hold for the Lord. Those things are possible. Now, speaking about that faith, when it came to the Syrophoenician woman, her child had a devil in it, and then she besought the Lord and begged the Lord to take the devil out of her child. And the first thing she uttered to the Lord is, "Have mercy upon me, O Lord." And after some examination and discussion with the disciples, the woman came back, and the Lord said, "Great is thy faith. Your daughter, from this point forward, your daughter's going to be healed." Why was her daughter healed? But the daughter wasn't healed because she was a sincere believer. Her daughter wasn't healed because she was an Israelite. I'm sorry, not because she was an Israelite. Her daughter wasn't healed because that she was faithful. Her daughter was healed because the mother was faithful. You see? That's why her daughter was healed, because the mother. The Lord even said, great is thy faith. Right? She had a demon in her. She was probably doing all types of craziness, yelling and screaming, and, so much so that the mother had to go and beseech the Lord to help her get that demon out of her daughter. So, it was a heavy demon that was on her daughter, man. But once again, because of that great faith that the mother had, the daughter was the beneficiary of receiving mercy. And likewise in this time frame, man, we of the hopeful elect, we're out here doing the work. Little do our family members know that they could possibly be delivered because of our faith, man. So as it is written, a husband may have an unbelieving wife. And the Apostle Paul said, and if he's pleased to dwell with her, let them be together. Chances are she gonna be delivered with that man. Now, were there situations in the scriptures where you had men who believed, but wives or family or friends were destroyed? Absolutely. So keep in mind, though, all things were written for our learning. So there are going to be situations where the Lord is gonna, deliver one man, but may possibly destroy somebody in his family. Who knows? It's all in the hand of the Lord. But likewise, Lot's wife. Lot was a faithful man, right? But what happened? His wife looked back and he destroyed him. So once again, there's situations in the scriptures that the Lord did not help a faithful individual or deliver somebody in a faithful man's house. But that's just how it goes, though. But it is possible, as we know, as it is written about the woman whose daughter was vexed with the devil. See? But all in all, man, having faith is the key thing, man. Having faith, believing with a surety that the Lord is going to make due on his promises. Knowing that you don't have to, be shown a sign. You don't have to be delivered a vision, Just believe on the Lord, man. Just truly believe and trust in the Lord. And may he have mercy on you. We all fighting the fight, man. We all fighting that fight, and being out here, here it is right now. It's about 25 degrees out here, the wind's blowing. You may not even be able to hear me on the stick because of the wind's blowing so hard. But you know what? This goes with the territory of being a prophet of the Lord, man. Of being a servant of the Lord. Coming out when it's brick cold, when it's steaming hot. Coming out when, when you feel like, you're on your deathbed. Just getting out there, man. But once again, this thing is not meant for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. And the closer we get to getting out of here, the more exciting it's getting for the hopeful elect, man. The more exciting it's getting. A lot of you people don't understand that. But that's okay. We don't give a shit. We don't care if you don't understand. It doesn't matter to us. We have a job to do. And may Yahweh Basham Yahushua continue to sup with us day and night as we do his work. Alright? So with that, I'm going to end it right there. I just want to speak a little bit about faith and speak about how, the faith that we have, others may benefit from the faith that we have. Alright? Lord willing, it's edifying. But I'll see you brothers another show. I say shalom.